My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Yes, I have been reminded once again, it is Tuesday. You know, the funny thing is, until I get reminded, I never want to forget. All right, so I'm having a good day today. You know what? I'm really excited about our show. Was really putting it together. And I got to tell you completely honestly, today's show came together last minute. Didn't have a guest till I talked to my friend Amanda Nethero last night. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And so I'm really happy to be here today. I was rocking out in the car again, trying to pick up my spirit, doing the research for Cup of Joe. Really kind of got me feeling good, and got some good news about business yesterday. So I'm really kind of happening today, and I hope you are too. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Joe Knows South Lake. Happy South Lake Tuesday morning. Really going to have a great show for you today. What do we have going on today? Well, today is National Hemp Day, so hemp away. And it's not what a lot of you out there, what a lot of you old hippies are thinking out there. So stay tuned for that. Today we are going to have a community calendar. We're going to talk about some community events going on. And Cup of Joe, we're going to talk, continuing our theme of love until the 14th. Love thyself. That's right. We're going to talk about why it's important and how you can do it. And finally, my guest today is Amanda Nethero. She is the, let me see if I can get this right. She is the Communications, Public Relations, and Events Director for the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. Man, what a title and a half, right? I'm really excited to have her on to talk about the South Lake Chamber. I know the South Lake Chamber is the reason Jay and I connected. It's actually been important, not just in my business, but in my life. I love our chamber here in South Lake. Very, very dynamic and inclusive. But we're going to talk about all of that when she gets here. So we're going to go to commercial break. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Don't go away. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
My name is Michael Singh, Agency Principal of Singh Insurance and Financial Services. We offer auto insurance, home insurance, and life insurance. Our office number is 352-432-1646, and you can also check us out on our website at www.singhinsurancegroup.com.
Are you tired of having drugs or alcohol ruin your life? Do you need to get off pain pills but still maintain pain relief? My office in Tavares has programs to help you. While not covered by insurance, program fees are affordable. My name is Alan Zupkin. I'm board certified and have helped thousands of patients achieve these goals. Please call me for further information.
They are dependable, honest.
Every time I come over here, I've always feel like they go the extra mile for me.
The quality of not only the product they're providing, but them believing behind it.
I just trust them, you know, they're a great company, great dealership.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. Look, I am so sick, man, there's something wrong with on the next commercial break, I'm going to have to check my chair. I think it's sunk a little. Maybe I should lose a little weight. Maybe it won't sink so much, huh? What do you think of that, Jay? Think maybe if I put a little less pressure on the hydraulics?
I have no comment, Joe.
No comment. He's so sweet.
Oops, I'm Joe. There we go. No, I think I might have accidentally swapped the chairs today.
Oh, okay.
So that's my fault, Joe. It's my fault. It's not
Jay
you.
Jay is always so good about taking the blame. Letting an old guy have a little bit of grace. But you know what? I didn't get this age. I didn't learn to love myself by not looking at the truth. And the truth is, he may or may not have, but I'm pretty sure I'm always hard on hydraulics. Okay, enough about Joe's big behind. You want to go straight to that? All right, let's go straight to the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. Oh, the community events. Okay, you don't want me to talk about hemp? Okay, we can talk about today is National Hemp Day. And I know what a lot of you are thinking out there. And there's a reason you think that. Because until 2016, hemp, the product that marijuana is also a strain of hemp, but hemp itself was laid into the Schedule 1 controlled substances. So it was hard for industry to, and other nations around the world did this, it was hard for industry to use hemp for anything. Now, we used it for rope because we imported it from other places. But in 2016, that changed. 2018, there was a whole agricultural bill that allowed the production of hemp for the creation of jobs. And I think Jay has a thing he's got up here. What is this, a website, Jay? It's actually kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff online about this. Find out the difference between hemp and marijuana. Hemp is actually used to create CBD, a lot of CBD products, so they don't have to produce the marijuana to do it. And again, we talked when we had the people from Your CBD store on, the difference between CBD and THC and how that does. You could tell the difference, appearance, chemical makeup. There's all sorts of differences. But the thing that I wanted to put out about today is I think this is a really cool example of how something that we have had a cultural bias against can be utilized if we think out of the box. We live in such an amazing time today. One of the things that makes me so grateful to live today at this time in America is Americans can figure this stuff out. We can go outside of our cultural boundaries to figure out how to overcome solutions and overcome problems. Yes, and I am quoting our friend from yesterday, Kate Miner, from her book, Figure It Out. She talks about this, being resourceful. So you want to celebrate Hemp Day? Don't go out and smoke a big blunt, okay? Go out and buy a product. Get some CBD oil. Use hashtag hemp on a social media post today. Plastic hemp is used in plastics. It's actually used in some construction things because it has a lower carbon footprint. It's called hempcrete. I bet you didn't know that. Anyways, moving on. Enough about hemp. Community calendar. What do we got going on? Man, I am so psyched about the community calendar. Something this area needs, and I should have known it would be us that figured it out. Thanks for all the hard work, by the way, Jay. I'm constantly working on this. To that effect, if you have a business that's putting on an event, an organization that's putting on an event, you know anybody in city government, any of our South Lake local municipalities, the police, the fire, anybody, the hospital, and they have an event going on, let us know here at South Lake. I'm sure Jay has my information up there. Let us know. We'll bring you on the show. You can talk about the event. We'll put the event on our community calendar for people to look for when they're looking for something to do in the area. And there's even opportunities to live stream your event. So let's talk about the events themselves. This is on February. No, that's not. That's something else. This is events by S&G. There is an active lifestyle show at 1,000 Trails. It's 2110 Highway 27 in Claremont on February 8th. I believe that's Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here, we got it up on the screen. You can probably read it on the screen better than I can read it. A lot of really cool sponsors there. And I think this is going to, and it shows. How can you have an active, healthy lifestyle? So go to that. If you're looking for something to do on Saturday, we also have Thursday. Well, I should do these in order, but I won't. We have Greystone Health is the Lakes of Claremont Health and Rehabilitation Center at 1775 Hook Street is having a grand opening celebration Thursday, February 20th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. These are always a lot of fun. RSVP by February 18th and you can see the number. You can also look this up online, I'm fairly sure, at the Lakes of Claremont or Greystone Health. GreystoneHealth.com, you can find it. Again, I go to a lot of these because I'm an ambassador for the chamber, and I just love being out in the community. These are always a lot of fun. You can get out there and get some information. What else do we have? We have another February wine walk. The next one is February 15th. Miss Doris, what's this one called?
The wine stroll.
This is the Wine Stroll. Oh, there it is. This one's hosted by Corelli's Pantry. Oh, I thought they'd have some love name for it, you know? Anyways, whoop, don't spill the coffee, Joe. That's coffee abuse. This is actually quite an inexpensive event. It's a great time to get down there, see some of the wines, some of the businesses downtown. Don't miss this one. I believe that's next Friday? No, next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. Okay. And let me see. We talked about this once before. There is a free concert. It's a fundraiser for Find, Feed, and Restore. This is also this Saturday at 3 p.m. It's presented by FUMC. Not quite sure what that stands for. I should. It's been a long night. United Methodist. First United Methodist First United Methodist Church of Claremont. Thanks for the save there, Jay. It features the music of Joel Rainey and Mary McDonald. Apparently, they will be in attendance. Reach out for tickets today. Find, Feed, and Restore. We've had Brian Broadway on here. Amazing program, important program. If nothing else, get out, buy a ticket, help support the cause, and get a free concert too. That's better than just a straight thing. Okay, Cup of Joe. You know, in the Bible, it says that the two greatest commandments are love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. You know, there was a time in my life that I thought I knew what love was. I had a very jaded view of love, and I separated loves, and there are different kinds of love, which we will talk about in weeks to come. But, you know, I really learned to love myself when I had a major problem. And I had no way around it, and it was killing me. I had a life-controlling problem, and some people love themselves enough to pour into my life. And here's the reality. I learned during that time that if you don't love yourself, you are no good to anybody else. You know, I was one of those guys that hid my lack of self-esteem with a lot of bravado and a lot of, you know, I was very loud and very personable. And what the weird thing is, I was loud and personable in a completely different way than I am today because I didn't love myself. I was hiding something, you know. Once I learned to love myself, my capacity to love others, to be effective in others' lives, starting with my wife and my children, moving on to my parents and my brother and sister, moving on to my friends, my employers, the people around me. And now I just love on people. But I never could have done that if I didn't love myself. And why is this important? Look, you know, I'm gonna use the airplane analogy. Okay, whenever you get on an airplane, they're giving you instructions about the mask. And what's the first thing they tell you? Put your own mask on before you try to help the guy next to you. If you don't know how to love yourself, you don't have your own mask on. You can't live and survive. You have no idea how to learn what the needs of others are, how you might help meet them, and how you might help them through their stuff. Because you're too busy hating yourself. You have no capacity of what love really, really is. So if you want to love, to start our thing on love, learning how to love each other, you got to love yourself first. If you'd like to have a conversation about that, you can reach out to me. I know Jay's going to put my information up for just a second. I'll sit and have a cup of coffee with you. We could do an email. We could do a text. I'll probably try to push you towards a cup of coffee. And I'm serious about that. If you have any questions about whether you love yourself or how to do it, reach out to me. We can have a conversation. You just might make a friend and learn a few things. And I might too. So anyways, well, I'm really excited now because we are about to interview the amazing Amanda Nethero. And I know she's watching this and she's going to giggle a little bit. But here's the thing. She is the... I wrote it down. She is the Marketing, Communication, and Events Director at the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. We have the Chamber of Commerce website up here. She's going to come on and talk about the Chamber, why it's important, what it's doing in the community, kind of the vibe and the atmosphere that we provide, some of the things that they're going to be doing in the community. This is something you really need to know. And once again, my life was changed by the chamber. My life has been affected, and not just because I met Jay, but I made a great number of friends. People have given me support that I have supported. This is the way to go if you are looking for something to do in South Lake. But we're going to talk all about that in a minute. I really love Amanda. She's an amazing person, and we're going to talk about that in a minute too. So don't go away. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and when we get back, we'll have Amanda with us. See you in a minute. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
"50 West" now pre-leasing 28,900 square feet of commercial, professional office space in Claremont. Conveniently located on Highway 50, less than 2 miles from the Turnpike. A first of its kind in the Southeast, this pristine building creates the perfect blend of nature and modern design. If you seek a high-level image that matches your business, reserve your space today. 50 West, unique, quality, Class A. For more information on leasing, contact Ashley Punn at 407-403-4165, Karen Arlano at 407-948-0767, or visit lease@50west.com.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. I am so excited. You know, I've been trying to get Amanda on this show since we started the show. I'm actually really glad that it took this long, because I am a much better interviewer than I was in the beginning. And I have a little more time, so we can talk about more stuff. Welcome, Amanda. Thank you for joining us. Okay, everybody, this is the amazing Amanda Nethero. I always describe her as that because I follow her on Facebook. She is... it's so easy sometimes when you meet somebody through your work to just see them in that realm.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I like following people on Instagram or Facebook, because you can get a better idea. And Amanda's also very, very good at Facebook.
I hope so. I mean, it is kind of my job.
Yeah. But I can follow her life and her story, and she has some things that are unique to her. I won't let that cat out of the bag. Maybe she doesn't want you following her. I don't know. But she does a thing called a shoofy. That I think she is known for, and
that's with my running group.
She does a thing where she takes pictures of herself after her runs. The bravery of that, says an awful lot about you as a person and a woman. That I know a lot of women don't want to come on here if they haven't spent 4 hours in makeup.
Right.
The fact that you're willing to show that to your friends, it's kind of authenticity that's hard to resist. So, and actually, that's probably one of the reasons I think that Amanda has her job. So let's go through her. Bona fides. All right. This is Amanda Nethero, the marketing, communication, and events director of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. Man, the eyes just go more and more each year. She, let me see. She sits on the board with the Central Florida Dreamplex. She has a bachelor's degree from Illinois State of PR and marketing. She's a volunteer with the South Lake Little League. She helps them with their Facebook page. There's that social media coming up. She's also a volunteer at Imagine, local charter school. She is the proud wife of Scott and the amazing and busy mom of 2 tweens. I'll pray for you.
I know. Please light a couple candles too. We are just entering that stage.
You will get a lot of grace and forgiveness because just tell people, I have 2 tweens. You know, you can be forgiven for almost anything.
Yeah. I have almost 12-year-old twins. I feel like that covers
12-year-old
bases.
twins. Wow.
Yeah.
So, one of the cool things, one of the reasons I said that about your authenticity is because I have found the chamber to be very welcoming and open and authentic. Nobody's trying to blow smoke up your dress. It's just they are who they are, everybody. And there's a reason for that. And I think that you fit very well into the staff and the changes. Tell us a little bit about the background of the chamber.
Sure. So the chamber actually started as the Board of Trade, and then in 1922 it became the Claremont Chamber of Commerce. And it wasn't until 1996 when it became the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. It was a couple of the chambers in the area started to merge. So now the South Lake Chamber that you know is covering the cities of Mascot, Groveland, Claremont, Mineola, Montverde, and then we do go down to Four Corners. So we encompass a pretty large area. It's a little bit different than North Lake County, which is still pretty central for each city. We kind of encompass the whole area down here.
And that, and that's really cool. Is again, one of those things about this area that I've always mentioned is the municipalities work together. We have a chamber that covers 7 municipalities if you include Ferndale.
Right.
And so it's quite inclusive, which is not necessarily true. Throughout my business career, I've been a part of a lot of chambers, and I was sharing with you earlier, it's always the same 12 or 20 people that have been operating it since 1963, and every event starts with 20 minutes about how bad it is because it's not the way it used to be.
Right.
But we don't do that, do we?
No, we're very much a family, and everyone really kind of works together, even across the municipalities. We all kind of check in with each other and see what everyone is doing, and everyone wants to see everyone succeed. We want to see the area grow, and we want to see good change come into the area, and especially with all of the projects coming to the area, it's everyone just wants to boost each other up, so it's great.
Do you know that's so true? And I mean, any chamber you go to, if it's dynamic, I mean, you go to a chamber event, you spit and you'll hit a realtor, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So I'm a realtor, and of course I noticed that, right? But I've talked to other people, and it gets to be that way. But one of the cool things about our chamber is what you just said. None of us are really jealous of each other. We're supportive of each other, even though we're technically competition. The thing that I really like is I think part of the vibe that comes out of the chamber is it's not a zero-sum game.
Right.
Just because you have those customers doesn't mean I'm doing with less. You might actually help me find my customers.
Well,
right?
and we do see that a lot. We see a lot of our members will refer business to each other, even if it's in the same field, because if they can't handle it, or if it's a transaction that they can't handle or they're not comfortable with, they will refer it to someone that they know and trust, and it's usually someone they met through the chamber at one of our events.
I think one of the cool things too is that I know that through my role as I'm an ambassador. I'm a chamber ambassador. So if you see me in a blue coat, that's why.
Yes.
Is that I have managed to build enough relationships that a lot of times I meet with new people, and through the conversation I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, and I'll call up Jackie Peterson or Glenn Holcomb or Nancy Cummings. If I see a need, I can immediately call somebody up and make a connection for them. And that's one of the cool things about our chamber, I think.
And everyone does it. I mean, we do it as a staff. We're always referring people out to each other. We always know someone to refer. But we see it with our ambassadors. We see it with our members. It's usually, oh, hold on, I know someone for that. Let me get you their information. So it's great.
And sometimes it's a couple of people.
It is.
It's like, look, these 2 people are go-to. But it's not always, the thing that I think is cool about us is it's not always a business referral.
Right.
It's not always I'm referring you a customer. As a matter of fact, I've gotten some customers, but I think the thing that's affected me the most are the referrals I've gotten that have made or the ones that I've given have helped improve a business so they can get more customers.
Yeah, it's building relationships more than just transactional.
Right.
Which is
So
nice to
again,
see.
helping you build your business, not necessarily through the direct referral of a paying customer, but through allowing you to get more, or how to handle the business that you have. Tell us why the chamber is important.
So the chamber, I mean, it is to grow your business, obviously. That's why it was started. The direction we tend to take with the South Lake Chamber of Commerce is we try to make it more, we want to get you in the community. We want you to be visible in the community. It's a large community. I forget the statistics, but Claremont not that long ago was maybe 40,000 people. And it's huge. It's just booming. And we have so many more rooftops coming into Mineola and all the other areas. We're starting to see Mascot develop more in Groveland. So we're really trying to get all of our businesses in front of these new families and business professionals that are coming into the area. And just to showcase, you don't have to go into Orlando. You don't have to make that drive. You can literally find everything you need right around here.
Do you know, I just had a customer in from out of town, and of course they're moving in. And I think the last number I heard was 80,000 by 2025,
Right.
just in Claremont.
Right.
You know, if you add in everything else, we're probably looking at 130,000.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe as much as double that, depending on the growth over the next 5 years.
Right.
But these customers were coming in, they were all talking about how they wanted to be, you know, they were real sweet people coming in from Texas, from the Fort Worth area.
Okay.
But they want to be close to Disney. You know, and so, you know, I'm trying to get them to understand that, you know, once you get here, you realize you don't need to be at Disney Springs. You know, you could people watch just as easily from the Claremont Brewing Company or the Sun Creek Brewery.
Just sit on the trail.
Just sitting on the trail,
Yeah.
you know, having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
As you can down there. You know, that you can still love Disney, but you're not going to go 4 nights a week like you think you are.
Right.
You know, let's put you in an area where you love where you live. Enough to not drive 40 minutes
Right.
to go do something interesting.
Right.
You know, let me ask. You know, talk a little bit about the vibe. I mean, it really that family atmosphere is quite unique, and I think I was sharing with Amanda earlier.
Yeah.
Last year, I had to go to the hospital for a few days. Wellness challenge almost killed. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why we make you sign a waiver.
That's right. I pushed a little hard. I had some medication issues, so I ended up in the hospital for a couple of days, and I was fine. Everything was healthy and worked out.
Yes.
But and my church is in Leesburg, but I have more people visit me in that 3 days from the chamber. You know, relationships I had built there than I did from my church, which is a half hour away.
No, it is very
You
much
know?
a family. I mean, I have never seen so many people greet each other with hugs and kisses on the cheek at events than I have since I've been here. So
what do you think? What do you think caused that? What do you think? I mean, that's so unique for a chamber.
It
you know?
is.
You don't see that in Orlando
no,
or West Orange.
you do not.
You know,
it's I don't know. I think it's just our community as a whole. This whole area, South Lake, is still very much a small town. It still has a very small town vibe. Everyone knows everyone. My family personally hates it whenever we go somewhere, and I'm stopped like every 5 minutes because we're talking to someone that I know.
The same thing walking into Walmart, right?
Exactly, but it is. It's still very much a small town. For as large as it's growing and as many people are coming in, everyone knows everyone. Your kids played Little League together, or you were in school together and you were on the PTO together. I mean, everyone is connected in some way. And then, you know, you start to find through Facebook and different social medias that, oh, I have friends in common with this person and with this person. And I like to call it a big family wreath.
Do you know, I always encourage people, and again, I meet with a lot of new members, you know that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always encourage people, don't walk into an event with 60 cards.
No.
Walk in with 3 or 5. Make it an effort to exchange, make a connection and exchange with 3 or 5 people, and call them up and have coffee. You'll build a much better relationship. And I think that really goes towards our vibe. And I got to honestly say, I mean, I don't want to say anything. The chamber is cool. People who used to work there is cool. But there's been a major shift, hasn't there, in the last several years?
Yeah, so our current president and CEO, Dave Colby, came on 3-4 years ago. And then I came on, it'll be 2 years in March. Dory, who's our operations director, has been on for about 2 years on and off. And then Shahanaz, who's our membership director, who literally knows everyone in South Lake. I am convinced she knows everyone.
She did work for the school system
she did,
before.
So she's registered everyone. She has been there for about a year and a half as well. So we all have been in this community. Dave's actually the newest with like 4 years in the community, but the rest of us have been here for over 10 years.
I'm going to interrupt you. We're going to
fine.
go to a commercial break.
Okay.
I do want to delve more into the subject when we get back. We are going to hear from our sponsors, who you absolutely know that I absolutely love. When we get back, we're going to continue with Amanda and find out a little bit more about the chamber and why it's such an important part of our community. See you in a minute. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Claremont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. Well, we are joined today by Amanda Nethero. We're having a great conversation about the South Lake Chamber. We started to talk about that family vibe and the shift that had gone on 2-3 years ago. What were some of the changes David made? I mean, you've been around long enough to know that there have been some shifts in the mission statement and all of that. So tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, Dave comes from a background of chambers. That's pretty much all he's done since he graduated college. So it's to have someone like that as your leader of an organization is invaluable. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. He knows what makes them work. He knows what's going to make them successful. So to have that leadership, and then it just trickles down. So he's very much about making sure our members feel welcome and making sure our members feel valued and that we are out in the community. So to have him at the helm and kind of leading that way, it trickles down for us, and it makes us want to make our members feel special and valued and everything.
I think, and again, this does come down from the head. I mean, leadership is important. One of the things that I think is quite unique about our chamber is that we have Disney as one of our big sponsors, trustees, and we got banks, and some of the big companies are trustees, and what do we got, 22 of them, 20 of them, something like that, and they are very important, and they pay a lot of money. But when you go to an event, when you're in a meeting, you're never made to feel like you're less important because you have a basic membership, or because you can only attend 3 events a year as opposed to 5 events a month. I know that a business like South Lake TV, Joe Carlisle Real Estate with Remax, or Mighty Clean Cans with the Dukovics, they're all brand new businesses. We're all small just yet, but we're just as important. David is not going to weigh Disney any more than he weighs my advice. And I think that goes too, that our trustees aren't like that. And again, the uniqueness, that family thing is, they're just people with bigger businesses. The vibe that comes from them is they've got bigger businesses because they've been at it longer. Not that they're more important because they have more money. And that's just, it's hard to find. How do you think David fostered that?
He's really good at building relationships with people, and he's really good at learning little nuances about people. So if I knew the secret to that, I would bottle it and sell it, but I don't know that.
I drink a big old portion of it, I gotta tell you.
No, he's great though. I mean, he really hones in on what makes their business tick and why it's going to work and what's going to make it more valuable for our community and for our other members, and what we can showcase to our membership so that people kind of learn a little bit about them.
And again, we get back to the authenticity. I think David's very authentic, and so is Dory and Shahanaz, very, very authentic people. And so it's easy to walk in and say, hey, I have this issue or I have this question. Can you deal with it? As a matter of fact, when I always feel bad when I just try, like you did the same thing. I called you the other day. I just have a question, no big deal. And I get this call back saying, oh, I'm sorry I didn't come down. It was okay. It wasn't urgent.
Because I went to call you back in the middle of the show. I was like, oh, I can't call him. His phone's going to go off in the middle of the show.
Oh, yeah. I didn't shut it off today. Let's make sure nobody calls today. Actually, it's probably a little late, but let's give it a try. we've talked an awful lot about the family vibe, but really give us a little inference about the business to community system, that makes us different.
Yeah, so what we do, we have a listing on our website with all of our members. And we still, to this day, have a lot of people that will call in and they'll ask for referrals. Just people in the community, people who are moving to the area. I actually had a lady call the other day asking for painters. So we will refer them to our directory, kind of give them an idea. So it's a way
I think we have the directory up right over your right shoulder there.
So that kind of gives people an idea of who our members are. It lets them know that we know who these people are. We've met them. We've talked to them. We trust them. We think that they would be a value to your home. Between that and then just we showcase our businesses throughout different events as well. So we like to get our businesses in front of the community. We like to kind of showcase them and say, hey, this is what we have in South Lake. This is what you can use in your community.
Do you know what's really funny? I was reading the community events today, and I came across this grand opening celebration, and I just know, even though I haven't checked my schedule, this is going to be on my schedule of events for ambassadors.
We start with a ribbon cutting at 2:00.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, we kick it off, and we're really excited.
And that's kind of the cool thing is I try to advise people when they come in, because they always say, well, I don't have much time. So I give them a list of my 3 favorite events, in the order that I like them. Yeah. And then I encourage them, there's other ways, because there's other ways to take part in the chamber other than showing up. That's ideally the prime way. Yeah. But that's not the only way to have a presence.
Right. And we have a lot of people, they just can't because of their business. They're such a small business, they don't have the time to come out and do all of these events. But the memberships are nice because any of your reps can come out. It's not just you.
Right, it's a corporate. It's a business membership.
Correct. So anyone can come and attend. And if you can't make the events, we do have advertising options. We have sponsorship options. So we can get your logo, we can get your marketing materials out for people to see. You don't have to be at every event in order to benefit.
Do you know, I think something really cool about us is that you're not, you don't show up to 2 meetings, you're being harangued for money.
No.
We have events that are open to anybody and events that are only open to members. I mean, for instance, a chamber breakfast. A non-member can attend a chamber breakfast. They just pay a little bit more for breakfast, and I think that's a very cool concept because if you don't want to kick in, if you're not sure you're ready for the whole, to jump into the pool and take a bite out of the whole enchilada.
Right, because for some businesses, that investment, it's a huge investment when you're first starting out. So we want you to be able to come in and kind of see what we're doing, and we hope that our programming will encourage you to come back and that you'll see some value from it, and that you'll make connections that'll help grow and foster your business.
So the 3 events that I usually recommend is the chamber breakfast, obviously, and I try to tell people their different purposes. What are your goals? And so the chamber breakfast is 250 people in there, okay? And I mean,
it's not that many.
It's not that big. It feels that big.
It feels that big, but it's not.
But it's a lot. I know you're topping out 150, 170. I mean, there's almost 200 people in that room. And, if you don't register early enough, you might not get breakfast.
You're going to be sitting up against the wall in the chair.
That's right. Yeah, you're not going to have a seat. And I tell people, if you need to get out and you're new and you need to kind of splash into the community, that's a great way to just bang, here I am, it's once a month. The next event that I always recommend is the Let's Do Lunch.
Yeah, that is a fun event that not a lot of people take advantage of. It is so chill and relaxed. We just visit different member restaurants.
Oh, we have, is this when the next one is, Jay?
Culver's?
Yes.
We're going to go nosh on some cheese curds. It's going to be wonderful. It's just very chill. It's very relaxed. You get to chat with the chamber staff as well. I mean, we're always there. Different ambassadors come. It's just a very relaxed
I have usually found, too, as opposed to other networking events, the coolness of Let's Do Lunch is you got to eat lunch anyways.
Right.
You go to the Let's Do Lunch and you're probably going to end up at a table with 2 or 3 people. And I always try to sit with people I don't know. Right. So if you get there, because then you'll exchange that business card. You can exchange 3 business cards more easily at a Let's Do Lunch than you can at a chamber breakfast, right? Because everybody's trying to meet everybody.
Right.
Whereas at a Let's Do Lunch, that's why it's chill, I think.
And we try to monitor who's attending that as well, because we see who's registering, and we try to match people up. We try to play matchmaker behind the scenes a little bit, too.
I never knew that. That's kind of cool.
We do. That's a secret. We try to play matchmaker and get people connected that we know would benefit each other and that would connect well.
My other favorite event is First Friday Connect.
And that's this Friday.
That's this Friday. Where is it?
Claremont City Center.
It is at the City Center.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about the Connect.
So that is we call it speed dating.
I love that. Speed dating for business.
Speed dating for business. We have different tables set up, and you basically sit around your table. You get 2 minutes to discuss your business with everyone at that table, and then when everyone's done, you get up and you switch tables, and then you do it again. We do about 3 or 4 rounds, depending on how much time we have. And then at the end, everyone gets to stand up and kind of tell a little bit about themselves. But it's a great way to connect with 30 to 40 people in an hour. I mean, you can't do that anywhere
and the
else.
best thing about it too is that you only have to give your spiel
right,
like 2 or 3 times,
right?
And what you're going to, you get that 2 minutes. You are exposing that 2 minutes to exactly what you do. You know, I always say I'm a plain vanilla realtor. I help people find a home to live in. You know, and that has gotten me some business, you know, and it's gotten me connections. It's just that, you know, when I listen to Jackie Peterson or I listen to Denise Calderon or any one of a dozen other people that make that a regular event, you know, it drills into your head what they do. So,
and you build that relationship with them, so you're more comfortable referring them out to your friends and family because you have that relationship from being at that event with them all the time.
It does. It does. And it's that kind of thing because there's a little bit of networking, but we call it networking, but I want to say fellowship in any of these events, right? I mean, we might start at what? I always show up a little bit early because I know if the event starts at 7:15, I want to be there at 7 to get the 15 minutes to put a hug on somebody, to catch up with their kids, or
Plus,
maybe
you have to get your coffee.
Yeah, you have to get your coffee. But the other thing too is again that family atmosphere. You know, if I knew when I knew your leg was, I had to get there early to see what's going on. You know, look, I know Jay's gonna like start giving me the whole. Oh, there it is. I got the signal. What's next for the chamber?
So we have a jam-packed year this year. So we are trying to continue to be out in the community and kind of showcase our members with our various events. We have our golf tournament coming up in April. We host that over at Sanctuary Ridge Golf Club. That is April 3rd, and it's open to anyone in the community for the first 120 golfers. We have...
Wait a minute. Back that up. It's free?
Free to everyone to
free
attend.
To everyone to attend.
However, there is a cost.
Okay, there. If you want to be a golfer,
yes.
Do you know what the cost is?
It's $100.
$100.
Yeah,
because it's a fundraiser, right?
It is. So, and it's just a great way to connect. Again, we pair people up. We pair different foursomes up together that we know would make a great connection.
Oh,
so
cool.
That way you're on the links together and everything.
Do you have a connection for like guys who have never swung a golf ball?
That would be riding in the golf cart with me around and just kind of taking photos.
Okay.
That's what I do really well.
It's a job that everybody gets to play.
We drive the golf cart around. After that, we have our South Lake Business Awards, and we are hosting that April 23rd over at the Magnolia House in Trilogy. And what's great with that is we kind of put a survey out to the general public, and we say, hey, what do you think is the best in South Lake? What businesses do you want to showcase this year? And then we award everyone during
So who do I have to pay off to influence that election? You know,
I would prefer not to go on the record.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll ask you that later.
No, there is no cheating with this event, I promise.
It's actually kind of a cool event because it is a straight, almost a viewer's choice vote.
It is, and then we have 3 signature awards with that as well. So we host our Oakley Seaver Award, which is for a business that has really showcased how it serves the community. Last year that went to Faith Neighborhood Center in Groveland. Yeah. We have our Heritage Award, which is for businesses that have been around for at least 25 years. Last year that went to Lake Apopka Natural Gas District. And then we have our Citizen of the Year, which honors an individual in the community who really just goes above and beyond for the community. And last year that was Dr. Casey Kesslering from Bird Academy. Yeah. So it's just great to honor those people and kind of congratulate them for all their years of service and everything that they've done through the community and for the chamber as well.
That Citizen of the Year is a cool award because I've noticed it's somebody that has been in the community and selflessly serving it, usually for decades.
Yes.
Unrecognized.
Yes, I mean, like their bios come in and they're like this.
They're like 9 pages, right?
Exactly, like we got to trim this down. Yeah, we'll be there all night.
We also have something coming up. The Ambassador Breakfast is coming
Correct.
up, don't
That
we?
is going to be February 21st over at First United Methodist Center. And that is just our way to thank the ambassadors for everything that they do. I mean, our ambassadors, as you know, because you're one of them, you're there before everyone else, helping us set up for events and welcoming people and creating that family atmosphere. I can't tell you how many times I watch ambassadors walk away from tables just to hug people. And I'm like, no, I need you over here, please. But it's great. It's what makes us unique in having all those individuals.
I think the average is an ambassador on average spends 2 hours a week supporting another business. That as an ambassador, on
At
average,
least, yeah.
you know, some are more, some are less, but at least 2 hours a week.
I mean, how many businesses did you talk to this last
I
year?
talked to
A
200 members last year, so over coffee.
Yes.
You know, not including the that was like separate coffee
that's
appointments.
outside of breakfast and First
breakfast
Friday
and First Friday and ribbon cuttings and everything. Look, I wanted you to mention that Ambassador Breakfast because it's a great opportunity to advertise your business.
Absolutely.
It's $95. Do you still
it's
have
$90.
electric tables left?
We do not. We sold our last one when I was waiting to come in here. It's $90 for a table, and you get to decorate it in your favorite decade from 1920 to 2020.
So we always have a theme for the Ambassador Breakfast, and this actually helps raise money for the ambassadors to do what they do all year long, and mostly to pay for our blue jackets, which are quite hefty. They're hard in the summer, but that's why we have shirts.
They're totally breathable. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe if you're a skinny woman that is not 100 pounds overweight, you know. But it's a great event, again, to meet people. It's free to the attendees.
It is.
So if you want to come and check out what the chamber is, you can come to that. If you want to highlight your business, you can decorate a table in your favorite decade, which highlights your business somehow. Your creativity is the match. Very, very inexpensive opportunity to advertise. So I'm really, look, if you want a table, you can reach out to Amanda. I'm sure we have some contact information from her. If you don't get that and you know my information, you can reach me. I will put you in touch with Amanda. So, all right. And that's about it. You know, we've covered everything. The last thing I want to ask, Amanda, this is your camera. If you would look over there and tell people if they want to take part, join, if they have any questions, how do they get in touch with you guys?
So just the easiest way to come see us is head over to the Claremont City Center at 620 West Montrose. We are there all the time, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. So you can come visit us there. You can call us at 352-394-4191. You can pick any extension. One of us will answer the phone. Or you can do our generic email, office at southlakechamber-fl.com.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, I appreciate you
Thank
being
you
a
so
friend of the
much.
show.
Yeah.
All right. See, now here's the trick. Now that I've gotten you on the show, you're in my circle. Now I depend on you to get me guests.
Absolutely.
Anyways, Amanda's been a great guest. I just really want to thank you. I really appreciate you coming in last minute too on me. It's been great. And, you know, sometimes you do this and, you know, you end up with a hole in the schedule. There's nothing you can do about it. All right. I just wanted to say thank you. I want to remind you that there's greatness inside you. And just like Amanda daily is using her greatness to bring out the greatness in others, not just through her work at the chamber, but through her life, I encourage you to use your greatness to bring out the greatness in others. Touch a life. Engage in a random act of kindness. Do something for somebody else. Strangely, it's one of the best ways you can love yourself is by touching another life and change the world. This has been Joe Carlisle with Joe Knows South Lake. I will see you tomorrow. Yes, I will see you tomorrow. And I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows South Lake. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.